Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently making our way over this way, trying to cut off the Vor technocracy a little bit. And we don't know what their extent is up over here. I still believe that these are dead ends, but we don't technically know that for a fact. And we probably should figure that out at some point. Now, we are excavating our archaeological site over here, and that's all well and good. We'll proceed forward at fast speed here. And we're just in land grab mode right now. We're just trying to grab choke points as quickly as we can. And identifying where those choke points are is incredibly important. Now, we are building Aswiria mining stations here, and we're heading into Hamkad. I think we're already heading over there. So that'll be great. The Ganges is not doing anything in Sterop right now, but I'm going to wait to tell it to go because we haven't taken the influence for Hamkad yet. So that's okay. We're heading up over this direction over here to get information on what's going on here. This may be a dead end, or this may connect over here and we just don't see it yet, but I think that's a little bit unlikely. I think this dead ends here, in which case, we absolutely want this. During its survey of TFL-11F, the UES Santa Maria discovered deposits of rare crystals. These crystals have properties that make them extremely effective at focusing laser beams, and they're also a critical component in most advanced electronics. In addition, many cultures treasure them as decorations and adornments. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation.
Anomaly
Indeed, we
detected.
should. Atmospheric readings from Jor Mon Der CI? That's like 101? Oh my. Do not match simulated projections. I want to see the system. Oh, okay. It's referring to C as in the star. This is a trinary system. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Fantastic. So we are still constructing in Aswiria here. Immense, ragged plains of shadow drift across Jormundir C1's face. They are cast not by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Elsa Meyer is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. Okay? Cool. Well, we will proceed for the moment here, and we should see this mining station finish soon.
Anomaly detected.
Okay. The material composition of this asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It likely has a different origin than the other bodies in this asteroid belt, and should be investigated more closely. We'll research that, but we've also got this archaeological site pending here. We've managed to extract some data fragments from a particularly well-preserved bowel biocomputer fossil. This 10-million-year-old relic appears to contain pedagogical information, intended for immature members of the species. Not yet ready to receive the full range of the hive mind's neural connection, young bowel, or saplings, were introduced to growth techniques, horticulture, and nutrition in a more curated experience. These findings suggest Bowel Society prized terrestrial landscaping and ecosystem management, and were also highly dependent on it for their survival. Intriguing. So we are continuing that excavation. It is not done yet. Cool.
Survey complete.
We're going to finish up Aswiria momentarily here, but we've got more of these events going on. Although it is difficult to accept, all indications point towards asteroid 33P-TS8 being a coprolite, a piece of fossilized feces from some kind of massive life form. It appears to be almost 1 billion years old, and much of the fossil's original organic composition has been replaced by mineral deposits. Our scientists are baffled as to what kind of creature could have produced something like this. Remarkable. So we get 3 society research from that. Cool. We finish up in Aswiria.
Construction complete.
And now we're heading over to Hamkad. We're picking up life signs coming from somewhere within the interior of this asteroid. This definitely warrants a closer investigation. While we're heading towards the asteroid, we must have already pre-taken the influence. Okay, we're going to build the starbase over here. Even if we don't, we're only 2 months away on the influence, so that's okay. We get 30 naval cap there. That's wonderful. At this point, planetary capitals are good. This is good, but we can always get this again. Pop growth speed is absolutely what we take here. 100%. That's incredibly important. Okay. Amazingly, while conducting their survey of J00GR784, the crew of the UES Scout picked up several life signs coming from within the asteroid. There appears to be a colony of large burrowing worm-like lithivores within the rock, which has been riddled with tunnels. These unique life forms have somehow adapted to a life in the coldness of space. These creatures should be studied, and we will study them. Okay, so we don't actually get more information up here, but I'm quite certain that this dead ends. We're now negative on food and consumer goods, which isn't necessarily good for us. We can certainly grab Galactic Ambition. And on Sirius Prime, we are certainly going to put in an industrial district. This is an industrial world after all. That said, instead of doing that, I'm going to put in a civilian industry. There we go. And we're only a little bit negative on food, but in our capital, we can actually get away with an agriculture district here, and we're going to do exactly that. Beautiful. So we see that there's a wormhole here in the Murga system. Good to know. And yeah, we didn't actually build in Humcod. Sad. We're going to head over there and get that constructed. And in Sterop, we are going to build our mining and research stations and then simply move into Kelso.
Detected.
The surface of this asteroid is littered with metallic debris. Most of it appears to originate from starships of many different designs. We'll look into that.
Survey complete.
That's a tomb world. Okay. I'm going to explore here, but I'm going to survey here. I want to know what's going on with this hyperspace lane. Let's see.
Construction complete.
Okay, so it does connect. We just didn't see. Good to know. This asteroid was evidently used as a junkyard by someone at some point in the distant past. All manner of discarded machinery and metallic refuse has been deposited into the asteroid's weak gravity well, being slowly pulled into the jumble of debris that now covers the surface. There's nothing of particular value to be found here, but a lot of the metal could be salvaged by a mining station, and we'll recover what we can. Fantastic. Okay. So we're, of course... Okay, the Slurpador can now use the subjugation CB against us. We'll see if they do. They're currently superior to us in fleet power. We can bump up our fleet, though, and get a second fleet of 20, and that's not the worst idea. Now, all we have is corvettes, so we're going to get a third fleet here, technically. And actually, I'm going to destroy this fleet because, well, can we just... No. Okay. I'm going to destroy this fleet, and we're just going to go to our station here, and we're going to queue up a corvette, a Coyote class. Fantastic. We have plenty of alloys to get that going for the moment, and once that finishes up, we'll get our third fleet here, and that will, of course, have 20 corvettes in it. So we can see that we need 2,000 alloys for this. We'll get started on it. But I'm going to free up a little bit of alloys here. There we go. Now we know we need 656.
Anomaly detected.
We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Noyon system. The She aliens. Okay. We will definitely look into that. There we go. And we actually have these guys free. The Slurpanor are going to be big problems for us. They are currently isolationists, but they're evangelizing zealots. And we are going to build spy network over here. Cool. So that's absolutely fine. And at this point, we're mostly waiting on our civilian industry finishing up. There we go. Cool. So that will help our consumer goods, at least once we get pop there for that. We do only have one of those 3 artisan jobs filled at the moment. So that is a little bit concerning. But for the moment, I believe it to be reasonably fine. Now, we know for a fact that we're going to need to defend here. And we'll go ahead and build a starport there. That will definitely be a location for us to defend. I would prefer to have Pala Orlin. That would be a better location, but it is what it is. Technically, this would be the best location, because they would have to defend 2 against us. But Pella Orlin will do. They have the ideal location there.
Anomaly detected.
This is also littered with metallic debris. We'll go ahead and research that one.
Survey complete.
Cool.
Construction complete.
And we are building in Hamkad, so we will get that done. And the UES Scout is not making any moves over here. So we're going to survey down this way for the moment. And the Ganges is going to move into Kelsim as soon as it can. Cool. The vessels detected in the Nolyan system seem to be part of some sort of expedition across the galaxy with purposes unknown. They've not made any hostile moves, nor is there any heavy weaponry in evidence. Instead, they seem to be broadcasting repetitive but not particularly content-filled signals in our general direction. Our envoy, Hubert Javin, is confused but hopes that the broadcast will help our linguists translate their language. That's probably caravanners, isn't it? Okay. Well, we've got a couple more events popping up here. Our scientists, or rather our sensors, have discovered that the ship remnants on F-29784 got there in a peculiar way. The ships seem to have been intentionally driven straight into the asteroid, probably from light years away, to test the accuracy of the designer's thrusters. As we deep scan the remains, we pick out one ship in particular, which seems to have reasonably intact propulsion. We can get alloys, or we can get advanced afterburners. We're going to take the alloys here, honestly. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Acela system, and we've codenamed them Beta Aliens. Okay. Space whales. Sounds good.
Technology discovered.
We'll come back to those in a bit. There's Hyperdrive 2 done. That is beautiful. And we are going to go for, at this point, this is basically, well, we can go for research alternatives here. That's not a terrible concept. And Starholds or Destroyers is what this comes down to. And we're going Destroyer. Let's go. Beautiful. Okay, the Ganges is not currently doing anything, and we can definitely get it building out here. We're going to be a little while until we make our way into Ophiel, so that's okay. And we have this archaeological dig continuing. The discovery of another ancient bowel biocomputer remnant has yielded further insight into this planetoid hive mind's history. The bowel appear to have originated from a single planet, its original location unknown, as mere plant life. Prehistoric bowel were all clones of their parent plants, and gradually developed the capacity for hive consciousness over millions of years of slow, peaceful growth on their home planet. Remarkable, and we will continue that dig. At this point, I'm going to buy in alloys, like that, and we're going to use those alloys to finish out this fleet. But we're going to need to upgrade our corvettes soon enough, and we'll get that done after we're done constructing this. Technically, it's probably better to do it the other way around, but that's okay.
Survey
so
complete.
Once we're done with that, we finished our surveying down over this way. Right. So from Murga, I want to head down this way.
Construction
Okay, we're going to finish in
complete.
Hamkad soon, and the Ganges will build in Kelsim, mining and research stations. Fantastic. Okay. So we're making big gains here.
Construction complete.
Realistically, like incredibly big gains. We're going to build a gun battery, missile battery, and a disruption field generator out here in Nahal. There we go. And we did indeed discover the Caravaneers. We've managed to decipher the confusing, repetitive messages the she-aliens were sending us, and it turns out they were commercial advertisements. Apparently, they call themselves the Vengralian Trium and are part of a group of spacefaring traders that make a living by offering the best deals, or what they claim to be the best deals, to whichever civilization they happen to be visiting at the time. True to form, it appears they're attempting to contact us. On screen. Greetings from the Vengralian Trium, certified Caravaneer traders of the Caravansary Caravan Coalition. We teach Xenos how to earn a substantial additional income working from home, but you seem to be doing well for yourself already. Whenever we enter your territory, we'll offer you an exclusive deal. Unfortunately, our ships are all outside your territory for the moment, but we look forward to doing business in the future. In the meantime, do not hesitate to contact us, but be aware that incoming calls will be rerouted to Caravansary Caravan Coalition. Next time, maybe. Okay, so we have another first contact that we can do here, the beta aliens, and we will send Hubert Javin over to work on those. Cool. The third fleet is now done constructing, and we can definitely upgrade our corvettes to our fancy new hyperdrives. Done. I don't believe we have any other upgrades right now. That is correct. We do not. And we're going to upgrade these guys. Cool. So they will finish up here soon. Very quickly, in fact.
Upgraded.
And then we're going to send them out to Ebonar, where they can take over this position. Cool. Once they get there, the first fleet will head back for upgrades. Ophel is going to be constructing, and we'll go ahead and get that going now. Fantastic. We're just making our way over to Murga. That is...
Complete.
I would really like to get Murga. We'll see how realistic it is. We're going to move up to Itza for the moment. We are short on alloys, but that's okay. Long-range scanners have picked up readings in the Acela system that could best be described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating, and we'll go ahead and look into that. Those were space whales. We already know that, but that's okay. We'll get ourselves some sweet, sweet influence from that, and that will be great.
Survey complete.
Okay, we're done out over this way. We're going to continue to head down this direction. I'd love to see this dead end here. That would be amazing, but I don't think that's going to happen. If that did dead end, then our plan would be to immediately abort surveying here. We would backtrack to here and survey this direction.
Anomaly detected.
But let's see if that ends up happening. I doubt it. Surely we're not that lucky. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this planet once. We'll go ahead and research that. And our Ganges construction ship isn't doing anything right now. We'll go ahead and build in Itza. Cool.
Construction
Yeah,
complete.
it does not dead end there. Okay. We're not shocked by that. I'm slightly disappointed, but we're not shocked. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with EL-3 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater, a fortuitous event. The Rontor Hive made peace with the Slurpanor. I didn't even know they were at war. Okay, cool. So they've been weakening each other. That's good for us. We're just strengthening up. We're playing greedy in this early game, but we're going to strengthen up quickly. With the amount of territory we're going to be able to take here, yeah, absolutely.
Initiating communications.
The Rontor Hive want an embassy. I agree.
Construction complete.
Cool. So up in Itza, we're going to build mining and research stations. These guys, just for the record, we already stated this. A hive mind only gets one vote. Just for the record.
Initiating communications.
The Vor closed their borders, and the Rontor want a non-aggression pact. We're going to decline that. I'm not currently interested in spending that influence. We could close our borders to the Vor as well, and we're going to, so that they don't jump over us. And, like, if we take Murga, so that they don't jump over us and take this. Cool. The spaceborne lifeforms, which the human head of society research has come to refer to as Tiyanki, are docile creatures. Capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace, they roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of mini-gas giants. It's highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack even when provoked. They can safely be ignored. Very fascinating. So we gain ourselves 44 additional influence,
has not gone by
and that's a big, big deal. Fantastic. We're building in Ophel, and then after that, we're going to build the starbase in Volmar. And then after we're done in Itza, we're going to head up to Unimar and build up there as well. Cool. Our archaeological site is pending. A Gruner data crystal has been recovered on 294037, dating to some 7 million years ago. The data crystal contains partially readable military records pertaining to the planet's invasion. Apparently, the Gruner were expecting some kind of armed resistance and were not impressed by the incredibly slow-moving Bowel. The record describes the ease with which the Bowel's delayed responses were circumvented in a highly derogatory fashion. Okay. Well, they were rude. A bunch of rude dudes there. Cool. How are we doing on our planets? Oh, the Slurpanor claimed one of our systems. This one. Very rude. We're going to send the first fleet, of course, back to get upgrades. And then on Sjoberg Prime, we are definitely going to put in a research lab. Cool. So that's great.
Anomaly detected.
Impressive structures litter Grugmora 2A's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work, and we'll look into that. Cool. Anastasia Prime here is in need of housing, and this is just set up as a colony right now. This will eventually be a tech world, and we can go ahead and set it as that. We're probably better off having it be designated as a colony right now, because that does give it free stability and amenities, and automatic resettling chance. But I'm going to mark it as this just for my own records, so that I remember that's the plan. And we're going to put in a city district, and that'll be fine. We do have a gene clinic here already, so that's good. Grugmora 2A is uninhabited, and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical, it must surely be fictional. Surely. So we can either image them for the archives and gain some engineering research, or we can make digital reproductions widely available in our empire, which I believe gives us happiness. And we're going to do that. Cool. The annotated reproductions of the monolithic imagery found on Grugmora 2A prove immensely popular in the human Star League. Many citizens state that the fantastical annals have completely changed how they feel about aliens. So 6 pops gain Xenophile. Okay, that's not terrible for us. Sure. So I was definitely wrong about that. It gives us some Xenophile ethics, but that's okay. We don't care about Xenophile. That's completely fine for what we're planning to do. So we're going to head over to Volmar soon enough.
Survey complete.
And we finish up our survey in Grugmora. We're going to head down this way and continue to survey. And the question is, how far does this go? The Vor rivaled us, and we will rival them back. There we go. That will earn us additional influence, so that's good. I'd like to have an additional envoy if we're going to have this going on, but we will just go ahead and send Hubert to build the spy network over there.
Survey
cool.
Complete.
So the Santa Maria finishes up, and we're going to send it down over this direction. We see that this branches off this way and this way, so we'll see what we end up getting out of this. But we have a lot of backfill that we can do for a good long time. So that's great. Life signs have been detected coming from inside the atmosphere of this gas giant. Could it indicate the presence of some kind of biosphere? Maybe. That's a lot of worlds down here in Trappist. Okay. Good to know. And I'd really like this archaeological dig up here to finish up. We did indeed discover life on Region 6. But by our actions, it has since been eradicated. The microbial creatures which lived in the outer edges of the gas giant's atmosphere reacted poorly to our deep scans. These frequencies caused each creature's cellular structure to resonate, an effect that then cascaded and spread from gasmite to gasmite. Each was rendered inert soon after. We are now in orbit over the largest graveyard in the universe. Well, we can try to restore it, and we will do so. Let's see what we've got here. That's going to be physics research. Okay, is that up over here? Yes. I'll just put that at the beginning. There we go. And we'll get that going. Cool. So we will attempt to restore that. That will cost 2,000 physics research, so that'll take a little time.
Upgraded.
But that's okay. Repeated scans of TRAPPIST-2's surface gives inconsistent sensor readings, almost as if the planet itself was in a constant state of upheaval. Well, we'll look into that. Cool. Not a lot of worlds for us currently, that's for sure. And hey, our archaeological site has been finished. Another Gruner data crystal has been unearthed, detailing a series of military orders, including the coordinates of another former Bowel colony. Our archaeologists, eager to further unravel the history of these two foes, are uploading the data now. Okay, so we get the third one. Where is it? Was it in Krant? No, it's over Alpha Centauri Prime. Okay. We'll go research that. That'll be fine. Sounds good. We'll see what we can get. But with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue extending our appendage out over this way and over this way. We're just trying to claim as much territory as we can for right now. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Elmichi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. Also, I just noticed I was wrong. Okay. It's not a huge deal. I'll show you what I mean after the crawl here, real quick. I didn't notice it until just now, but I assumed it was a dead end over here. It is not. And, okay, that's the crawl basically over. Let me pop back over right here. Boom. We can see that the Vor have taken this area. This isn't the end of the world. If they take these, that's fine, because we can just defend Pexhalika, so it's okay. And just like that, I will see you all next time.